Eirik, thank you so much for agreeing to this interview. I appreciate it a lot. After EG Sneaks, I had you in mind from the get-go. For me, it was a close second between you and EG. But at the time the tournament was going, and the tournament was going, so I thought it was the best way to start with EG Sneaks. But thank you for agreeing for this interview. I love it that you say that you say yes, and also let me change it because I cropped the picture, and yeah, right now we cannot see your message behind you. And I have to say, jab taken, jab taken. For those of you that don't see the sign behind Eirik, it says not Eirik. There, that's
Yeah,
and
I feel like this is an important message to get through.
especially to
Yeah,
especially to somebody like
especially to
me that
you.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, uh so hey, hi Eirik. Thank you so much for saying yes to the interview. And now let's move on with the first few questions, folks. If you have any question for Eirik on chat, feel free to drop it, and we are gonna be going to that questions once we go through the natural progression of our of our conversation. So the first question, of course, that I have to ask you is, how long have you playing Risk, the game itself, the board game, but also how long have you been playing the game online?
I've only been playing it for about 2 years now, more or less precisely 2 years, I think. So I didn't really play the board game, maybe 5 times. So
Mhm.
so the online game is my first real experience with Risk.
And how do you find the game?
We were on holiday in India, and after a couple of weeks, I was so lucky to eat some food that wasn't good for me. So I was stuck in bed,
Mm-hmm.
like everybody does when traveling to India. So I had nothing else to do than to watch YouTube all night.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember yelling to my wife from the bed, "Oh my God, this is so stupid! Some people are actually playing Risk on the computer. This is hilarious. Um, I just need to watch it to see how stupid it is." Um, that's how it started, and it was, of course, some of Pete's videos that were really going viral at the time. And I spent 3 days just watching Pete playing Risk, and I was hooked.
So after watching that YouTube video and you saying this is stupid, let me watch it, then what hooked you up? What actually made you think, you know what, this is stupid, but I want to be part of this stupidity? So what made you join the Risk community and not only join but also stay in the Risk community?
Yeah, it was the energy from watching Pete's videos that caught me on. So I watched the videos because of Pete and because of the way he interacted with the the spectators and the players. And then after watching him for some time, I started to get interested in the game and slowly started to play it myself. But I spent a couple of months before actually trying to play it myself. So what eventually got me really interested in the community was to join a tournament. I would love to try this tournament scene.
What was the first tournament that you participated on?
The first FFA in last year. That
The
was my
the
first.
FFA last year. And
Yes,
how do you
first.
find it? How do you find it interested? How did you made it in that tournament?
Oh, I didn't make it very far. Uh, I think I lost interest after a 6.5 hour long caps game when you advanced with stable portals. It was a nightmare, and I think I lost shortly after.
I won my one. I won my game in that tournament, but I actually it lasted 4.5 hours, and I was playing mobile, so I was hooked up to an electric outlet in my kitchen, so just so I can keep playing the game. Because and actually at the end of the time, at the end of the game, like my phone was consuming as much energy that that my phone was stuck in 50% for the last I don't know 15%, sorry, for the last about 30 minutes or so, because I was just
Yeah.
playing that. So yeah, I feel you. I feel you there. So was that the other tournament that you participated on? Have you participated in other tournaments? And so far, out of all the tournaments that you have been participating, which one is your favorite one so far?
In my mind, there's only one real fun tournament that I always just enjoy coming back to, and that is GM tournament.
The GM tournament. That is
It-
your
I mean,
favorite
the
one?
the Grandmaster tournament. It's the only like real feeling of a tournament in my mind.
Can I ask why?
I think it's the vibe of being in VC. I love being in VC. I like the bullshitting. I like the lies, the everything people try to do, and I like the tactics you can bring onto the table. I like the winners advanced format.
Hmm.
No point shenanigans, no feeds or bounties and stupid stuff like that. I really
Yeah.
don't like points tournaments. It just have a bad taste in my mouth, actually.
Okay. So far, so you the GM tournament is the best one for you. But how about so did you play in the Legends tournament before Spot uh, stop them for a while? Hashtag bring back Legends.
I always loved Legends also, just because of the VC
Okay,
aspect
so
of.
this is my opinion. This is my opinion. This is not Eric's opinion. But Spot, if you're watching or if you ever watch this video, please bring back Legends. We would like to have Legends back. Okay, I know you. I know you're a busy guy with everything you're doing, but bring back Legends. Moving on. Moving
I
on to the
agree.
next question. So let's move on to the one of the things that I think is something that is causing waves in the risk community right now. Something that is really in my opinion, is doing a really good things for the risk community, and that is the web page that you are using right now. That your web page, Friends of Risk. How did you come up with the idea of doing a whole web page out of for resources for the risk community?
Yeah, it's just started really simple after my first experience with the FFA tournament, and coming from the outside, never being in the community before. I just felt like, what, is it possible to do stuff this old-fashioned way with the spreadsheets, all the manual labor, the scheduling, the availability updates? It just looked like a nightmare for me. So I just decided I need to try to. How hard can it be, basically? How hard can it be to just replace everything?
And
So I spent the entire Easter after that tournament just
mhm.
building the web page, and I built a tournament system with everything you need to make tournaments, make team tournaments, 2v2, 1v1. I made a complete system in 1 week just to prove to myself and everybody that it's not hard at all. You can just do it. But I then realized that without the support of the tournament organizers, with nobody knowing who I am, it was impossible to get anybody interested in the project.
Okay, so how long did it take you to develop the web page? You said that it took you Easter to do some of the stuff, but right now we have seen the web page progressing into different things that has been added. It usually had like the Sabr Rankings, and then they have like broadcasters and streamers, and it has like all of that information. So you have been growing the page little by little. So how long did it take you to incorporate each one of these things into the web page?
Oh, I've easily spent like 200 hours working on it. Easily. It's not
And
hard.
right now we see how it is. And again, I think, and I mentioned that a lot in the risky news because I I am not trying to do something from scratch. I don't believe in doing unnecessary work. Of course, I give you and the page credit, but I am trying to use the page. I think the page is a great resource to understand a lot of information about risk, and that is why I quote the page a lot, and that's why I reference the page a lot because if you are big into the risk community, it's an awesome idea to have something that has everything in a single place. And right now, and I'm gonna go to other stuff that is being added to the page to the web page soon. But I love the idea and I love what it has become, and I am eager to see what it will be in the future. And right now, we're seeing that most of the tournaments right now they're using the web page for the sign up, which is really easy because for me trying to get all that information like the friend's ID or their Discord name, all of that information, it has been a hassle because it has changed so long. So how do you see the web page, the Friends of Risk web page, evolving from what it was to what it is to what it will become? What is your vision for the Friends of Risk web page, considering that right now there is a lot of things that are have been incorporated into the web page?
Yeah, it's true. I don't have a grand plan. I just follow the flow and see what people feel they need, and I grow off the feedback from the community. So I would just like it to be whatever we as a community would want it to be. Um, and when we see something that's missing or that's bad in the community, we can fix it. Like the karma system. The karma system was not my idea. I had nothing to do with designing the karma system. But when somebody comes to me, Marcellus came and asked me, can I set it up the system to handle it? I'm glad to. So I think it's going to be a community project. I don't make money from it. I lose money doing it, but I do it because I enjoy it and I enjoy the community.
So are there okay, so one of the things that what added to the community, and that is what actually made me aware that the Friends of Free West webpage was there, was the community award. How do you came up with that idea of doing the community awards? And that is something that I have been praising for a while now, not only because I was honored enough to participate in the very first one as as a co-host, but also because it is a great idea to recognize the effort of a lot of people that, unlike me and other people, they're not streaming or they're not constantly in the public side. It's not like they have the same exposition that we that stream this game has as other people. So, or people that are actually like active organizing tournaments. So it wasn't. I praised that idea because it was a really great idea to recognize the effort of a lot of people that are putting a lot of time, a lot of hours, a lot of energy into stuff that people benefit from, but it's not as flashy or visible as other things. So, how do you came up with that idea?
Yeah, I had the idea just after being in the community for about a year, and seeing how much effort everybody is putting into stuff. Um, I basically invented the community awards with mostly Mitch as an inspiration. All the stuff that Mitch did, I felt like, oh my God, what can we do to give something back to this guy who is spending so much time and effort and money trying to make the PRT great, doing everything he's doing for the community. So Mitch was my original inspiration, and then I thought, well, there's a lot of streamers doing a lot of stuff for us. There's so many event helpers, so it just spun off in that direction, and I feel it was a fantastic show we put on last year.
Oh yeah, it was a really nice event, and I think at least for the conversation that I had with the co-host, it was a really enjoyable time while we were working on that together. And I hope that we do that. Well, it doesn't have to be me, but I hope that that there is another award this year, so we can keep recognizing how things have been going in the community for the past year. I thought that it was a really awesome idea, and it did that. It did recognize what people have done in the past year. So it was a great idea. Let me say that right now to your face. That I love. I love that idea. And again, after I saw that, then I started going into the Friends of Risk webpage, and I started to see, wow, there is a lot of stuff that I want to do, but it's already here. So, and I have been wanting to do like this series of how to risk, like trying to explain things like the very basics. And I saw that the page already has a lot of that information that I wanted to include. And it's a nice effort that you're doing to ensure that this information is there available. Right now, I think it's mostly a good thing that we can just bring you to the forefront and people can see the effort that you're doing and benefiting from the work because the resources are there. If you want to improve, if people, and this is for the people that are watching right now, if you want to improve your gameplay and you don't know how many people communicate, there is like a whole section about how to use emotes in the way that many of the top players do. There is a way to convey a message that you can use. And maybe you see random emotes popping up in a game, but that is a code that people are using to communicate something. And that is in this web page. If you want to see the effort of your results in a tournament, you can go there and you have the Sabr Rankings. That is something that we're mentioning a lot. And the Sabr Rankings, it just ranks the players based on their tournament results. So right now, the tournaments is not something that you win to have some recognition, but now there is actually a progression in your tournament results. Um, how do you see, Eric? the community awards moving to the future. How do you see, how do you plan on moving this for a future instance? Like, I don't know if there is going to be one this year, maybe next year. How do you see this moving forward?
Um, I think we're just gonna try to do what we did last year. The nominations are already open. You can go into my website and nominate people. We have reduced the number of official categories this year.
Hmm.
Um, if I know the hosts right, they will probably invent some new crazy categories on the fly, like you did last year. But yeah, I hope we can just keep it as an annual thing, little celebration of ourselves, um, just to have fun and recap on the year.
Okay, so guys, if you haven't already, go to friendsofrisk.com. I need to add this to the segment of the Risky News, to the community information, so you guys know that this is up there. Nominations are up right now for the 2024 Community Awards. So that means that you're gonna be able to voice your opinion into these different categories to let us know what do you think about people, the different tournaments, and the different things that has been going on during the past year. So what do you think? What are your thoughts about the risk community right now? And what do you think that is the potential of the risk community moving forward?
Um, that's a hard question. Um, that's a really hard question to answer. I think we're struggling a bit to be interesting for new players and to be including to new players because we are constantly evolving the tournament scene, constantly making things more complicated, more crazy rules, more strange modifiers. We're doing a lot to complicate things and moving away from the core of the game. So I think new players struggle to adapt. And in the same time, I think we are struggling to engage and keep the old players active because they get bored of doing the same thing over and over again. So it's a catch 22, and I don't know the answer.
Well, I think, and again, this is not only because you're here. This is what I genuinely think. I think all the efforts of having everything, and by everything I don't mean only the resources, the information, but I also means like the sign up, now the karma system, and all of this, making having all of this in a single place where everybody should start communicating with each other is a really good start. For me, the moment that I saw that you can sign up to a tournament just by writing sign up, we saw that already on professional risk takers, right? But now we're having like the biggest risk tournaments, like the free for all tournament, and now you have these smaller tournaments, and now you have the GM server that is also using the Friends of Risk webpage for the signups. I think that is a great start because now I don't have to fill like 200 Excel spreadsheets. Actually, I just need to write and sign up, and everything's gonna go to this web page where I am conveniently have like all of these information. So I think you are doing a great job with what you're doing. Something that you would like out of the community. What would you like to take out of the community? What would you be expecting to for you to receive as part of the community?
Um, I don't expect to receive anything. I like to see the community grow. I like to see more tournament players joining and becoming active.
Yeah,
That's a good thing for me.
and that is something that I said. I started doing the whole thing, during the biggest tournaments, especially the last two FFA tournaments, and I'm planning to start doing that with the D-Risk tournament. I sharing your mindset, I decided to like be in BC and be there to answer any questions to any newer players that are joining the tournament scene as an effort to do that same thing, because I was one of those players that just got angry whenever a noob just kamikaze into me, and it's like, why, what are you doing? You don't know what you're doing. And it just took me personally blasting somebody for them to let me know, no, I don't know what I'm doing. And that hit me like, that hit me like a ice cold water bucket. Like, oh, we are supposed to be trying to improve, to include, to attract people to the risk community. But whenever we have these new players practicing the tournament settings and messing up, we the uh the um the forgot the word. This is the problem that English is not my first language. I forgot the word right now. The
So the experienced players.
Yeah, there is another word. It might come up to me, but let's go with that one. We, the experienced players, the veterans. I should have. Never mind. We, the veteran players, the people that has more experience with this, we should be, instead of just blasting them for doing dumb plays, we're not arguing that. It's not that they're not doing dumb plays. It is that instead of like, what the heck are you doing? Learn how to play. Why don't we teach them how to play? And that is what I have been doing during the tournaments, the biggest tournament seasons. Like, let's go there, let's go in BC. Everybody has questions, and there is a lot of other great, better players than me that have joined me to help me on that quest. Let's share this information with them so they can ask you something real life, because there is so much that you can learn out of a video that you watch online. Sometimes it's easier just to ask a question real time. So I agree with you. Any ideas that you may have? Again, you don't have to give us like a preview about the Friends of Risk. Anything that you have planned for the near future. I do love the sign up. I do love the karma system, though I know that I'm gonna fall victim to that. I do like the whole karma system thing, even though you said that it's not your idea, but it was incorporated to your to the webpage. Any other ideas as such that you think might be good to include to the webpage?
Mm, More on the back end. I'm working with Mitch to provide him um, some data he needs so we can make sure that all the tournaments that are scheduled across both my system and PRT are not conflicting in the schedule or no the availability of players. So there will be no conflicts in any tournaments anymore. And we are also working on a system where you can update the availability just one place, and it will be updated both in PRT and in my system.
So you're working towards incorporating these two bigger platforms. Um, that we would have thought that PRT and Press for Risk were competing in one way or the other, but actually you're looking into some kind of communication link. So there is more benefit to the players instead of having to move. Instead of having to do everything in two places, now they can do everything in a single place, and it's gonna be reflected against the other place as well, right?
Yes, so we are not trying to replace PRT, and I think PRT should be its own thing. It's a commercial thing.
Hmm?
It's Mitch's baby or its first baby, and it's
Touche, touche.
yeah, it's I think we as a community owe him to help him, and I feel like I need to do what I can do to help him succeed with his project. And I know Mitch is not going to be rich by me helping him. Um, he's putting way more effort in it than that. So
Oh, yeah.
whatever I can do to make it easier for everybody, and I think it's more convenient for everyone if they know that I have one availability, I can play entire Sunday, and I just know that the tournament organizers will pick in order and not pick the same time for my game.
So you're looking for a bigger incorporation with these different systems, right? You're looking for something. What we're looking for right now is to have like not necessarily a centralized, because that means to let peer. It might mean merging things that shouldn't be merged, but at least uh, just having everything interconnected in a way that is easier for everybody in the back end and the front end to operate in an efficient manner, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I know that you have a game right now. Also, how many? This is just more like a personal-ish question. How often are you confused by Eric?
Oh, it's not so often, but I think I've been called a world championship or world champion maybe 7 times by different people. Uh,
Including me?
and
Sorry.
there's a lot, there's a lot of YouTube videos where I'm in VC with somebody or some YouTuber playing with me, and then, oh, this is Eric. Yeah, he's won the world tournament. He's good. Yeah, no, yeah, watch out for this one. I haven't. Sorry.
So I have a question that I'm sending you right now, but in the meantime, uh, people, any question that you may have for Eric. Eric already has said that he has worked with Mitch about a lot of stuff, and one of his inspiration has been Mitch. Pete brought him into community, but Mitch inspired him. And again, I have said before that I am one of those people that I like the professional risk takers idea. I think that if you want to improve prices and improve everything for the players, or also just to keep people active in the risk community, you do need to have like a centralized place where everybody watches the content. There is only one way where money is gonna be coming, and it is by having a single place where people can absorb that content. So the fact that Mitch is having everything since the World Cup. Sorry, let me finish this before I do something. Before I finish the question, I cannot do two things at the same time. I'm sorry. Something that you would like to say to the community, that people are watching right now, something that you would like to tell them.
I don't know what that should be. I'm a man of few words.
And that is all right. That is all right. You're a man of few words, but you're still doing a lot of good things for the community.
Thank you.
Let me send this question because I do want to ask this question, but I don't want to put you on the spot. So I want to make sure that if you agree with that question, then I ask it. If not, then we just let it go. And I know Eric has a game right now in 6 minutes, so we are about to close out the interview. In the meantime, anybody here on chat that has any question, feel free to let me know and we can ask a question to Eric. And in the meantime, while we wait a few seconds, let me try to finish this off.
You should get a secretary that can help you do this.
Hey, I'm also not making any money. I'm also not making any money, so I am barely able.
You'll be able, yeah.
Okay, sorry. Let me answer this again. I don't want to play. I don't want to put Eric on the spot, and I don't want to ask a question that is inappropriate. This is not supposed to be that. So I'm so sorry for the awkward pause. But that is one of my inabilities. I simply cannot just type what I have in my mind while my mouth runs free. Probably what's gonna happen is that my mouth and my fingers are gonna merge the two things that I'm talking or writing at the same time. So just bear with me for a second, just to make sure that this is an appropriate question or something appropriate to ask.
You can just ask me. It's fine.
No, well,
I can pick anything on the spot. Don't worry.
okay. So what I wanna know is like, are you looking for somebody to help you? Are you looking for somebody? If there is anybody here that is watching that they say like, hey, I can help with coding, I can help with something, that I can help with graphics. I don't know if there is somebody that if somebody has these kind of skills, or they are just interested. Are you looking for people to help you out so you don't have to do a lot of the work, or at least it kind of are you looking for help? And if somebody wants to help you, can they reach you to be part to help with the Friends of Risk webpage and its development?
Yeah, sure. And there's already a lot of people helping by helping me do tests and coming with feedback. So I'm always looking for people to test the system, give ideas on improvements, ideas for new systems, new features. I also desperately need someone with a user interface design or even graphics experience that could help improve the graphics and the usability of the system. So
Okay.
I don't need anybody to do the work, but I do need somebody with the skills that can tell me how I should do it.
So again, if you are part of the risk community and you would like to help somebody that is doing that is putting a lot of work to improve the way that we in the community function, work, and learn how to play this game, hey, feel free to reach out to Eric on Discord and let him know that you can help on one way or the other. Yes, it's Eric as in EIRIK. It's not Eric as in 3 RC. Yeah. So anyway, I don't see any questions. I'm gonna let you go so you can go to your game, and best of luck of that game. And again, I am being truthful when I'm telling you that I love what you have been doing with the Risk community. I love what I've seen for the past year that I have been actively following the page, and I am eager to see what's gonna happen in the future. Thank you so much for the for the interview, and I'm gonna be reaching out to see how can I help you too. Uh, I am not a techie. I'm not techie by all any means. I learned the hard way I learned from scratch what I'm trying to do. So, but anyway, however else do you think I can help you? Feel free to let me know. And I was going to write this in private, but I don't mind. I don't mind saying it publicly. If I can help you in any way, feel free to let me know. If you guys
Thank
have
you.
any if you guys have any other question for Eric, let us know and we can answer that in chat or something. In the meantime, Eric, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for the interview, and I appreciate it. And again, I'm so eager to see what's gonna happen in the future with the Friends of Risk, webpage. Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you.
See ya.